Hi guys, welcome back to SuperSteel Gaming. It's still here with you today, and in one of the videos I just did, we talked about what happened to the Japanese side of the Pacific Campaign. Now, today I want to talk about, and of course ask the question, can the Japanese faction be saved? Because I think that's probably the most important part of this. Can it be fixed, or can it not be? Now, I just want to start off by saying, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and never forget to leave me a comment down below. And of course, as always, make sure to check out Major McDonald's Discord. There are tons of great community members on there who are always talking about Enlisted, and there are plenty of content creators on there as well, so it's definitely worth checking out. Now, one of the things I thought about last time was you guys may have a hard time getting to it, so I'm going to leave a link to one of his videos in the description, and if you go to the description in that video, you should be able to get right to it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So let me just start by saying yes, I think the Japanese faction can be fixed. But the question is, what is fixed? What does that look like? Well, I think for me, it's an enjoyable experience, a solid balance on both sides, a fair tech balance, and at least a solid balance in terms of the tank and airplane fields. Now, the first thing is that the devs have to accept the fact that there's some pretty big issues on the Japanese faction, but I think they might have. Now, when I first planned this video, I had no idea. But if we look at this update right here, and I'll leave the link to this update in the description if you want to get into all the exacts and specifics, this update rebalanced the weapons for the Japanese in the Pacific. So that proves that they obviously realize some issues are there. And assuming that they realize that, we could see a lot of things begin to change. Now, let's go ahead and just get into a few things I think that could seriously help. So the first thing is, this comes actually from a comment. Here it is. And it just is really, really cool. Now, it came from the what happened to the Japanese faction video, and to me, it's a really good idea. Now, the Type High rifle actually has 5 rounds. The idea was to increase it to 10, as apparently there was a 10-round variant. Now, this is a great idea because it would allow the Type High rifle to compete with the M1 Carbine, M1 Garand, the 2 main rifles for the U.S., and I think that would help the Japanese out a lot, as right now, they have the best they can get is a 5-round semi-automatic weapon. We come in with a 15 and an 8-round. They need more firepower. So just by adding that small change could seriously help the Japanese, as now they're getting a very, very powerful weapon much earlier, and it can actually compete with the Americans. Now, guys, my second idea is a bit more drastic. But drastic times call for drastic measures, as the old saying goes, and that would just be a complete reset of the Japanese levels. Now, that would bring some of their better weapons earlier in the campaign. You could add some more levels, bringing in some heavier armored options and maybe some fillers. You would have to bring something on the American side, maybe. But basically what you would be doing is like bringing the Type Otsu rifle down to where the Garand was. Things like that to begin to change where things were, because as we can see, most of the good American technology is at the beginning of the campaign, and all the good Japanese technology is at the end. And people get bored being destroyed by Americans way before they get to the end. And even then, it's not like that great of technology. So I think that would seriously help. So just reset the campaigns, give them heavier armored options, bring some of their weapons in. I think that would be a really, really good idea. Now, my third idea is to bring in more maps. Now, the Pacific right now only has 3 maps, which is very bad. Now, my third idea kind of goes along with fixing some issues on the Japanese side. There needs to be something to draw players back in to try it out. Now, my other point is to make these maps actually balance for attackers and defenders alike. Don't try to save Japan by killing America, or you've just inversed your problem. Make sure that you're actually giving the Japanese a fair shot, bring in some good maps, make some serious changes that can actually help, and I think that will pay off in the end. So guys, now my fourth idea. Now my fourth idea comes from something I've heard quite a bit in the community and on Discord, and that is to give the Japanese some special buffs when it comes to the bonsai charge. But I'm going to add my own spin on that. So what if you gave the Japanese soldiers right out the gate default, no bonsai mode, just a slight health bonus over the Americans? Not like crazy amounts. No Americans get all upset here. Just a little bit. just enough for an allure. We all know that the Americans have better weapons, so it will help the Japanese in a more historical way. They, used to be more resistant to ammo. You can look up a lot of situations there, so they could take several rounds before they went down. There's just some really cool things you could do, but you could still keep within historical accuracy. So give them a slight health bonus, and then tie that into the bonsai. Give them a health bonus with the bonsai charge, and then here's one, guys. Take the sword that they get and make the sword give a health bonus as well. Now, once again, a bolt action is still going to take you out, stuff like that, one shot, but SMG, semi-automatic weapons, even certain LMGs, maybe they take more rounds to take a Japanese soldier down than they would right now. I think that would be so cool because, number one, that would make it really cool to play the Japanese. Two, it would give a allure to it that they do not have right now. Right now, they're no different than any other faction except dead. And so I think it would be very cool to do that. And that is my fourth idea. So guys, the fifth and final idea actually comes from Discord, and I think it's such a cool idea, and that's to give the Japanese booby traps. Now, my spin on it was to actually give them a special class for booby trapping, but even if you didn't do that, just giving them some booby traps would be cool. So once again, trip mines, pit traps, stuff like that. And we find ourselves in some pretty cramped quarters in a lot of these battles, and you could put those across doors, on windows, and stuff like that. And when the American troops come in, well, as you guessed, boom. So I think that would be a really cool thing, and I love that idea. Now, guys, last but not least, go down to the comment section and leave me your ideas for how the Pacific campaign can be better for the Japanese. Now, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have the notification bell on, because I'm going to be putting out a poll soon. And I'm going to ask you guys if you want me to make another video just like this. And if the answer is yes, I'm going to. But I'm going to take some of you guys' ideas from the comment section in this video and feature those on that video. So if you want to do that, and if you're interested in that, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and leave me a comment on what your thoughts are. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. See you on the battlefield, soldier. It's Still Arrow, signing off.